Dave Allen expressed his interest or his desire in fighting Daniel Dubois. This is a fight that he's actually fancied for a few years now. He hasn't been convinced by Daniel Dubois' ability and whatnot. He's probably more convinced now than he was a year or so ago. But still, it's a fight he's always fancied. And Frank Warren has apparently made them an offer, which Dave Allen has already turned down. Allen apparently was not happy with the offer, and it was far below what he would expect for that kind of fight. Daniel Dubois is a very interesting heavyweight prospect. I'm liking him more and more each time I see him fight. There's still a long way to go, obviously. Some people are getting carried away with him, in my opinion, but he's definitely promising. But he's still not a star, is he? Because people have been making comparisons between him and a young Anthony Joshua. At this stage of Anthony Joshua's young career, I can't remember what Dubois is. Is he 12-0 or something like that now? 13-0? By the time Joshua was at that stage, he was really becoming a star. He wasn't quite pay-per-view yet, but he wasn't far off. Remember, the Dillian Whyte fight was AJ's, I think, 14th or 15th fight, and that was a pay-per-view. Daniel Dubois doesn't have that kind of fanfare surrounding him. And therefore, he's not going to be making the same kind of money that AJ was making at the same stage of his career. And by virtue of that fact, he won't have as much money to pay opponents. Dave Allen has been getting paid good money for a fighter of his level, very good money, on those Matchroom shows. Been able to buy several houses and stuff like that. So when he gets the offer from Frank Warren, he's probably looking at it like, are you serious? I got paid way more than this to fight David Price. Or I got paid way more than this to fight, whoever. He's not going to, take chicken change as he sees it to face somebody as formidable as Daniel Dubois. Now, a lot of people straight away are saying it's a good thing that they didn't offer Dave Allen the kind of money that he expects or would want, because he's in serious trouble in the Daniel Dubois fight. That's how most people feel, and I think I feel the same. Dave Allen, in various interviews, has seemed to be slurring his speech, which is never a good sign. He is a guy who's taken a lot of punishment in his career, been in there with a lot of big men. Started to slur his speech already. He's only a young guy. So, yeah. People like Dave Allen, they care about his well-being, and they don't want to see him end up seriously injured or seriously punch drunk. Because that's more common than fighters ending up with very serious injuries where they end up crippled and what have you. Becoming punch drunk is very common in boxing. And yeah, people don't want to see Dave Allen become punch drunk. So it appears as though the fight is dead in the water unless Frank Warren comes up with a figure that Dave Allen likes, which I don't know whether he will. I think Frank Warren, if he's smart, he would go ahead and pay Dave Allen what he wants. Because it will help Daniel Dubois' profile, him beating Dave Allen. Dave Allen will be the biggest name, maybe not the best fighter, potentially, but definitely the biggest name on Daniel Dubois' resume. Dave Allen does have this cult following in the British boxing scene. So Dubois beating him would do a lot for his profile. I think Frank Warren would do well to pay Allen a figure that he's happy with. I hope that doesn't happen for Allen's, well-being. But, thinking about it from a promotional perspective, I reckon Warren will be smart to do that. Let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comment section below. I've seen some people say Dave Allen should retire and this, that, and the other. I don't think he necessarily should retire, but I do think he needs to drop down several levels and, operate at area level and stuff like that. And just try and develop himself as a fighter, become more rounded, because he looked so crude against, and he's always looked crude, Dave Allen, but he looked so crude against David Price. He just had no idea how to go about attacking the guy. There was very little head movement there. The attacks from him were just so slow and predictable. There's a hell of a lot for him to work on. He needs to dedicate himself to boxing if he's ever going to get anywhere. If he's ever going to fulfill the potential which he might believe he has. He needs to dedicate himself, because Dave Allen is a man about town. He's a sociable guy. He likes to go around and have a laugh with people and all that kind of stuff. You need to get serious if you want to make the most out of whatever ability you have. Because it's a dangerous sport, as we've seen recently, and I'll talk about in a separate video. Very, very dangerous sport. We want to minimize, it's unrealistic to completely eliminate, but we certainly want to minimize the number of fighters who end up with serious injuries. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. It's Ham and I'm out.